you. Thank you.
Well. How does it feel?
It feels pretty good. It feels, do you know, I can't really describe it. It's quite a lot to take it. We actually shot some of the Theory of Everything here. There was a scene in which Stephen's at the opera and he starts it all starts going wrong. And so that was the last time I was here, and it was quite an intense day. So it felt very surreal to be seeing it from the other side, but it felt wonderful.
And then before that, the last time you were here, you were violently sick.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, that was about 3 years ago, and I was meant to be presenting with Sally Field, and just as Stephen came on, I had to run into the corridors, and it was a bit of a disaster. And I thought that I'd got away with it because she could present by herself, and then I woke up the next morning and realised that unfortunately that wasn't true, and that I'd been outed.
But they didn't bar you, that's the important thing.
No, fortunately not. No, they sweetly invited me back. Felicity is an old friend, and we had both started at the Donmar Warehouse years ago, and we, on this experience, we knew the story was extraordinary, and Stephen and Jane were phenomenal people, and we challenged each other basically. We sort of raised each other's game by pushing each other. Really, we knew it was an extraordinary. They were roles of a lifetime, really. As far as Stephen, Jane, Jonathan and the family were concerned, I just can't tell you how kind they were to us. I mean, it's a scary thing, having your life put out in the world in film, and I'm one of those people that when I see a film, I believe it to be absolutely true. And so trusting people to take your life and knowing that things are going to shift and change in the process is it shouldn't be taken lightly, I suppose, but they have been just so kind. Then to my own family, it's just interesting, you know. It's a weird, wondrous trade, acting, but it's not always. It ups and downs, and you go through moments of doubt, and it doesn't retain a kind of level thing. And actually, they've just been my, as I said in the speech, kind of my roots and my rock, and that's my brothers and my sister and my mum and dad and my wife, and it's amazing. So. Oh, that's a good question, and something I can't answer, I suppose. I think there absolutely has to be always should be a debate about where actors are coming from, that diversity is represented, that our job as actors is to tell stories, and everyone should be represented. As far as the public school thing is concerned, I mean, I've had a very lucky upbringing. I've also had a sensational teacher, and that was one man called Simon Dormandy, who he's the reason why I became an actor and I got my first jobs. And so I suppose I tend to attribute it to a teacher rather than, you know, an entire sort of school thing. I just am so, to be honest, I feel like I had we dream of getting to play extraordinary or interesting people, and they rarely come as extraordinary as Stephen, and so I'm so aware of how lucky I was for that. Do I feel pressure? No, I try to just put one foot in front of the other, really. I'm starting work tomorrow or the next day on a new film called The Danish Girl, and it's another extraordinary story about extraordinary people. So I feel like every job I've always done, acting-wise, I've poured my heart and soul into. Some of them are great scripts that end up being awful films. Some of them are awful scripts that end up being sort of okay. Sometimes they connect with an audience, sometimes they don't. There's a kind of alchemy that happens with filmmaking that you just can't control. And so all I can do is just keep pouring everything in and see what happens the other side, I suppose. Loving married life, thank you, yeah. It's hiding just behind there.
Did you build in the day off, just in case this was a late night?
Yes, that has been built in, which I'm thrilled about now, because it means that I can go and have several drinks. How to celebrate tonight, I think we're going to a place called Little House, with some pals and the friends from the film. We're just celebrating that the film did so well this evening, and it's so weird when you make a film. You're kind of this sort of small family, and then you don't see each other for a while, and then you get these sorts of occasions, if you're lucky enough, or premieres to re-meet and to sort of hash over what that experience was like. So that's what we'll do. As far as I'm making this film, and then the plan is to go and sit on a beach somewhere with Anna. She certainly deserves it. So that's the idea. Get a few more freckles.